Hey guys, Big Dave here for Tales of Telara, and welcome to Warfronts. Yeah, that's right, Warfronts, exclamation mark. Warfronts is my Rift PvP show where an average PvE player, moi, attempts to get better at PvP Warfronts through self-analysis. How do I plan to do that, you might ask? Well, it's quite simple. We use our guidelines. That's right. The 4 major guidelines, they create a roadmap that we can use to try and get better at Warfronts. And of course, as always, we have the 5th unwritten guideline, have fun. That's right, guys. This is a game, so let's try to have a little bit of fun. You know, one of these days, I'm probably going to get around to making that 5th unwritten guideline a written guideline, but right now, I really don't want to redo the graphic. So what are we up to this week on Warfronts? Well, if you were here for our very successful viewer submission episode last week, then you should already know that at the end of the episode I said I would pick a brand new damage spec and I would take it into Warfronts. Well, I tried that, and it was a dismal, complete and total failure. I spec'd my rogue, my level 29 rogue, into Saboteur, and I tanked horribly. The game was in fact so bad that I rage deleted it. So we will not be seeing that. So given that colossal failure, I decided to go back to my comfort zone and to go ahead and do my proposed episode of level 29 rogue support in the Codex, the episode that was bumped last week for our viewer submission. Unfortunately, despite being in my comfort zone, what I experienced in the Codex on my level 29 Bard was possibly one of the worst ever PvP performances that anyone has posted on YouTube. Yes, we will attempt to break some sort of a record here as we put up a horrible game. This game is filled with mistakes and miscues on the part of myself and my team, and we will take a look at it and hope that it will provide a learning experience for all of you out there, because I certainly learned a lot from it. So if that frank description of what you're about to see hasn't caused you to turn off the video already and you're still with me, let's get ready for some fantastically horrible PvP action. Level 29 Rogue, spec'd into Bard in the Codex. Let's get to the action. Alright guys, we're going to pick this game up just about a minute and a half into it. Had a little trouble starting the recording, and that probably should have told me to just give up on it, but I pushed on this game and recorded, well, you'll see. So things start out fine, you know, working with some people. I am support, so I want to kind of stick close to some guys. I make a quick jump down, and we start working over this fella, but unfortunately I get stunned or some such thing. Not a bad kill there. Again, getting back into the flow of support. I'm not necessarily playing support on all of my PvE encounters. I am sometimes going to other specs just for fun, and so it will take me a couple of minutes kind of get back into the swing of support, of Bard support. So I'm going to go ahead and try to push out here and get under the overhang. Great tactic that a lot of folks use on Codex, especially at the Codex, is to get under your opponent's overhang. A little stealthy guy there gets snagged by me. But when I'm under this overhang, that means that the casters above me cannot do anything. So it's a great place to be, because it means you're not getting free cast on by casters who are well out of your range. So I'm going to kind of go one-on-one with this other rogue here for a minute, and never really had a chance. I'm not really sure what he was thinking there, but you know, he was jumping around at the end, probably realized he was going to die. So I'm getting into that support role now, taking my casting my motifs, getting everything going, and here we've got a apparently a tutorial session going on in the raid chat. Wonderful, fantastic, probably part of the reason that this game goes so badly. So here we go. I am set upon by this very determined warrior, and he is going to go down with some help, but I do kind of wonder what is this fairy doing here? It's just kind of sitting here hanging out. I guess it's casting on someone, but it's allowing me to use it as essentially a healing node. I am just going to town on it, and it's healing everybody within the vicinity. It's actually working out very nicely for me, and thank you to whatever druid left their fairy there. So again, healing's going out. Not really remembering to keep the motifs up. They're up right now, but you'll notice throughout the game I do really get bad at keeping them up, especially when things get a little more hairy. Now, well, like now, I just got jumped from behind by a rogue. I was doing okay against this necromancer. I wasn't going to beat him, most likely. I'm not really sure why the rest of my team wasn't watching out for me, but, you know, I got to watch out for my own self, too. So, more of our help session going on here, explaining to someone how to get more souls. You know, I think that kind of thing is great. You want to help people out, but in a frustrating game like this, which right now we're winning, but it gets frustrating later. So right now we're winning. Everything seems to be okay. You know, we had Codex. We held it for a while. Codex +2 seemed like a pretty good start to a game. Could have been. I don't know why we have so many people streaming to places besides the Codex. Again, as we talked about in previous Codex episodes, Codex is pretty important. It does give you additional points versus any of the other capture points, control points. So if you can hang on to it, it's advisable to do so. Instead, I come up to the Codex pretty much by myself, and I find myself totally, well, squirreled, first of all, but totally outmatched by a couple of players. Unfortunately for this mage here, his buddy rogue scampered off, but then comes back to pick me down, pick me off. And yeah, I'm not really sure why I'm not pushing here, moving. I just kind of decide to engage in a spinny fight with this rogue. This is one of the things, I mean, this is essentially where it all starts to go downhill. This is, why am I doing this? I don't understand. I don't understand what in my brain was telling me, hey, go one-on-one with this rogue for like 45 seconds. Now, in the end, we both die. It's kind of a wash, but that's not smart playing. And the help session continues in raid chat. So as I was saying, that's just not smart. That's not a smart way to play. It's not going to help my team win the game. I'm not pushing forward to the Codex. I'm effectively allowing myself to be controlled. Why? Because I guess I really wanted to kill that rogue? I don't know. So we're going to come up on the translation scope and quickly grab that back. Or at least I hope we quickly grab it back. Looks like only 1 or 2 Defiance. Now, here we go. Another odd decision on my part. I decide to go toe-to-toe with this mage. Looks like necromancer? I don't know why. I have no idea why. Suddenly, I just thought it was a good idea. I suppose I thought I would offer a little bit of healing to this fellow rogue over here, but yeah, just more bad decisions, and at the end here, I'm not sure what I'm doing. You know, this game is filled with this kind of stuff. Just totally poor decision-making on my part. We were 5-capped there for a moment. We are breaking that, luckily. Now, I mean, it's just one of those games. You're going to have them every now and then. And as it started to go downhill, as we went from a nice victory to what looked like was going to be a nice victory to now getting further and further behind, I think my concentration just broke down. I'm not really sure what happened. So back to the 4-cap, excuse me. I said 5-cap before I meant 4-cap. Yeah, and we, for some reason, not even taking back our own translation scope here. A couple of us are going to snag it right here, but sometimes these games, they get out of hand, and I think that's what happened with this game. If you look at my performance, if you look at the performance of my teammates, it just, something was not right. So here we go, a couple of my people here. I can play my support role. Let me start cadencing out, doing some healing. Nice. No motifs on. Really lacking there. You know, motifs are my unique buff as a bard. Here we go, getting the motifs out now. And if I don't keep those on, I'm not doing all of my job. So I'm going to use this pet here just as a node, so to speak, to push out some healing. Unfortunately, not pushing out enough healing because everybody around me either dies or gets flushed out, and I am pretty easy pickings after that. With no support for my support character, I go down pretty quickly. So, yeah, Pure Light giving some commentary here. Don't understand how you guys can't kill those few near the decks. I'm healing the expletive deleted out of you, and you're just standing there. I'm sure that's not necessarily true. I was healing the expletive deleted out of them as well, and there was a lot of damage coming at them. So we are at least off of 4 cap. That is a positive, definitely a positive, but it's just, this game it got out of hand so quickly. The tide shifted in the favor of the Guardians so quickly. Frankly, it left my head spinning, and that's why I think I did so poorly. Lovely squirrel there. Look at him. Look at that guy. Fluffy tail. Oh, it's almost hate to be back in my bomby form after that beautiful squirreling. So again, I'm trying to do my job. I'm trying to do what I can, pushing out cadences, trying to keep the motifs up. We're just overwhelmed. There's too many of them here. They seem to be everywhere. And I just don't understand how they are so well organized. I didn't even check, to see if maybe this was a pre-made. Possibly could be. I don't know. This is just, as a performance, this is horrible. I mean, I'm not living up to my support role as I should be. I'm also just not making a lot of smart decisions. Now, one thing I will say, and this video it's good that I got this because it illustrates it well. Support is vastly different in the spread out Warfronts. It is so easy to do great numbers as a Bard, especially a Bard, in Black Garden when everybody is bunched up so close together, but as soon as you change that venue to something like Codex where people are spread out, the numbers drop off significantly. The ease of the style changes. You have to be more specific with your attacks. You have to be more deliberate with your actions. Whereas in Black Garden, I can tab target and just start cadencing, and I'm probably going to heal 6 or 8 people, or whatever the cap is on cadence. I forget. With Codex, I've got to be more measured. So mercifully, this game comes to an end. Horrible, horrible performance all around. Yeah, I mean, I can't say a lot about it. Really low, bad numbers. Didn't do great on the healing. I just didn't do much damage. Got lowest on the favor, as you will see. It's a demoralizing kind of game. And after having had such a horrible game when I tried Saboteur, this just seemed par for the course. I guess maybe I was already in a negative mindset, and this game just piled onto it. So anyway, guys, this is what I have for you this week. A horrible performance. Let's take a look now at maybe what we learned. Let's see if we actually learned anything from this. What are our teachable moments? Lessons learned. Here we go. Well, we learned that bad games can kind of snowball together. They can place you in a negative frame of mind and really hamper your ability to have success. Instead of immediately queuing for another game after my Saboteur failure, maybe I should have gone off and done some quests or something else to change my mindset. But instead, I immediately queued up for another Warfront. We also learned that you need to keep yourself focused, whether it was the couple of people in the raid chat who were having a little tutorial session about how to get more souls, or it was me getting distracted by random rogues and necromancers and just wanting that kill. You need to stay focused on your goals, and try to move together and work together in a focused manner. We also learned that it's our responsibility to keep up with our special attacks and techniques and to make sure that we're utilizing those, especially if you are a support or healer. We also learned exactly why it is that we watch our replays. This replay showed me a lot of holes in my game, so to speak, and it will allow me from here forward to try to do better at those, not to be distracted by those rogues and necromancers that I just really want to kill. You know, to keep focused, move with my team, use my abilities, keep my motifs up, etc., etc. This is a great game in the grand scheme of things. It is a fantastic learning experience. It is a horrible performance, and we learn from our mistakes. We don't learn nearly as much from our successes. So what did we learn? We learned that this is exactly why we do this. This is why we use the guidelines, and this is why we make this show every week. And on that note, let's go ahead and put episode 8 of Warfronts in the books. Next week on Warfronts, well, I think I'm feeling like a little warrior action. So I will take my level, I don't know, what is he, like 26 warrior into a Warfront. I'm not going to say it's going to be Blackguard, and I'm not going to say it's going to be Codex, because in fact it's going to be random. Alright guys, you know me, I'm Big Dave, and I am more than a YouTube channel, talesoftelara.com. If you'd like to submit your videos to Warfronts, please do. BigDave@talesoftelara.com if you need more information or to send over the link. Alright guys, until next week, take it easy.